Good morning, everybody. We are back. We are back. The show is called TBR Solution Sports Forum. It is myself, the Sobre Boys, Wale Fatsi, together with Sheikhs Mangoba Ngwenya or Mangoba Sheikhs Ngwenya. Sheikhs, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Prasovri, for having me on the show, and also greetings to our viewers.
Yeah. And then I realized that most of our guys could not come in. Jimen's child is sick. He has to take him to the doctor. And then Wale Fatsi could not be here. And then at Sepang, there was this load shedding this morning. I don't know, it's very funny, load shedding. It went off, I think, 30, came back after 30 minutes. So we don't know what's happening. So let's hope we'll be still on. Let's get moving. Shakes, we just saw it last night. It was one of the biggest night in football, the Ballon d'Or. But I think it came as you predicted, Karim Benzema. I don't know whether you want to say something about that. It was sweet to see Karim Benzema winning because the truth of the matter, Karim Benzema has been doing well for some time now. I like what Jose Mourinho said. Jose Mourinho said, Karim Benzema is the player who's not selfish. He thinks about the team, not himself. And that one can attest to it if you look what he did to Cristiano Ronaldo. He sacrificed himself for Cristiano Ronaldo to score goals. So I fully agree with him. And then I saw the pandemic breaking out in France. Remember, this thing is happening in France. And then it shows how people were happy in France for him to finally win. And then I saw Zizou was the one to give him the award, and it was great. And then because remember, him and Zuzu, they come a long way. And then I'm sure he was looking up to Zuzu. Zuzu has made a very good impression. So it was a good thing to see. And I saw his mom, his father, they were called, and the son. That has never happened before, but it was great to see that scene. Remember, Kerim will be going, he will retire very soon. So for me, it was a great news. I don't know. What's your take about that, Shakes?
Yeah, Prasovri, it was a great night of ambience in France, with all the best players in the world getting into one venue. Glitz and glamour, superstars, the likes of your Ronaldo, your Zidane, all of them in one room. So it was a brilliant night to watch the awards, and I must say that to me it came as no surprise when Karim won that Ballon d'Or, because he's been watching from the sidelines all these years when Cristiano Ronaldo was winning it and he was in the team. He assisted Ronaldo to win it. He was doing very well. He waited for his turn, and it didn't come easy for him. Even in the national team, there was a time when he was not involved because of disciplinary issues, but he's come back and he's shown his character as a player to say that he can come back, and overcome all those things that happened in the past, and today he's the king of football. So, and without a doubt, he was the best player.
Well, the other thing that didn't go down well with me is when the media was focusing on Mbappe. I think Mbappe, if I was somebody who was advising Mbappe, you need to be very careful now. The spotlight will be on you for whatever reason that you do. Now, why I say that, I'm sure you saw what was trending on the social media when Kaiser Jr. went to Arthur Zwane and shake his hands or shake or clap his hands. Now people were insinuating as if Kaiser Jr. snubbed Atazwan, of which that was not true. And now that's how social media can be so dirty. And one thing that I've learned, they say people can fiddle with the social media, especially those who are technologically wise. So Mbappe should be very, very careful. I think the camera was on him, the spotlight was on him when Karim Benzema won. So people deduced that they didn't look like somebody who was happy. I don't know what you take about that. What would be your advice if you're in Mbappe's corner?
It's a tough one, possibly because Mbappe is also a superstar, and the awards are happening at his background. You know, he's the king of Paris, and yeah, I guess the spotlight will always be on him. But you know, possibly can't do anything with this media. You know, when they want to paint something, they will paint it the way they want it because that's what sells for them. You know, like the example you just made now with the Atazwane, you know, those things are always expected in social media and media because it's something that is spicy. It looks spicy, you know. There might be trouble. That's what media. That's what sells, you know. So yeah. I don't know. I don't know if Mbappe was unhappy, but I think it was an obvious one. This one that Karim is going to be the winner. So I think, yeah.
Yeah, they say he didn't look happy because he was voted number 6, all right, according to the votes, and then he expected to win. You see, if I was in Mbappe's corner, he's still very young. Mbappe was still gonna make things happen. He just have to calm down a little bit, and take it easy. But good luck to Benzema. We are happy that he won. We are also happy here that Benzema finally won. He has done well. He didn't won because they did him a favor. Even on Sunday, he was there to destroy Barcelona, you know, to shows that the man is on form. You see. So for me, I think it was a good choice. And then the other thing that I want to talk is Gavi. Gavi has received the golden ball, and then remember now, not the golden ball, I don't know what do they call it, the one that he got among the youngsters, which was won by Pedri last year. Now it's him. Barcelona are doing well, and that lady again won it again for the second consecutive year, the Ballon d'Or. So Barcelona, there's something that is going well there. And not only that, we saw that Lewandowski became the striker of the year, and which is quite good. And then even last year, it was now two consecutively. And I feel sorry for Lewandowski. You know, as far as I'm concerned, I think they have to redo the one of the 2020 so that he gets it, because very soon he'll be retiring. So I feel that injustice has been done to him, and unfortunately, best players had to take it. 2021, Messi, no doubt, Messi deserved it. 2022, no doubt, Karim Benzema had to take it. So that's what happened. But nevertheless, let's move on, Mshege. And then I want to share with you. Remember, we have the games coming soon in our league. And then, but I want us to look at the log before we can look. Here's Mamelodi Sundowns. They're right on top of the league. And then Richards Bay, they're still holding their fort at number 2. Supersport at number 3, and Kaiser Chiefs at number 4. And then, but the difference in terms of points is not so huge. And then Pirates at number 5. So it is a close call. And then not only that, and then if you go on the other side, you'll see that even um, at the bottom, you have Swallows. I'm worried about Morocco Swallows. because you know as much as I know, Swallows come a long way, and then and then it would be sad to see Swallows going out of the league, and then but at the same time, as I said, the difference in terms of the point is not so huge. And then Cape Town City, who were doing very, very well last year. I don't know what's happening. What do you want to say? Remember, they're playing again tonight, even tomorrow. Shega?
Yes, Prasobs. You mean Cape Town City?
No, all the teams that I've mentioned,
Yeah,
Mamelodi Sundowns, all of them, what's okay? Remember that they are
yeah,
playing again tonight, even tomorrow.
yeah, Prasobs. And Sundowns haven't played in a while, Prasobs, in the PSL. So it's just strange to see that they are still on top. No team could go past them. It just tells you the story of consistency, Prasobri, in our league. That no contenders are consistent enough, to topple Sundowns there at the top. And even if Sundowns are not so consistent this season, they're dropping points, but the competition behind them is not climbing over them at the moment, and it's only a matter of time before Sundowns catch their form that we know they're capable of. So yeah, I see. I see it's going to be a long season for other teams. The likes of your Kaiser Chiefs and Orlando Pirates. It's gonna be tough, Prasobri. Dropping points, Kaiser Chiefs. Dropping those crucial points, against a cheaper United. So it's going to be a tough season.
You know what? I'm looking very closely at how Sundowns is doing their things. Because when you are in business, it's very important to look at the emerging brand and see how this brand builds itself. The last game, I saw they had all these people with big flags in the stadium. All right, and not only that, this thing of them, whenever they play big games, they go to the big malls and all that. They rob people like you, sheikhs, to go and talk. You know what? Those might be seen as little contribution, but those contributions are very important. And then I don't know, you'll confirm this sheikhs because you know better, you're closer to them. I'm told that Dr. Patrice has bought the entire school, for girls and boys, which serve as a feeder to Mamelodi Sundowns, the entire school, in terms of curriculum and everything and football. So those are the building blocks. Remember, Barcelona to be what it is because of that La Masia, which was well organized. So I don't know what you want to say. And on top there, I've given you the goal scorer so that people can be able to see in terms of why these things are happening now. Then I want you to your input as far as what I've said.
Yeah, as far as the school you're talking about with Dr. Patrice Motsepe, unfortunately, I don't have much knowledge about that one, Prasobri, but I can say it's a good initiative, because we need a proper setup, proper academies to groom our youngsters, and to invest in such would be very good for South African football, and the soccer player's mind also needs to be stimulated because there's life after football. They need to take those courses and they need to study and have that backup because football is a short-term career and there are injuries that occur. So you need something to fall back on as a player. So I think it's a very good idea. The school, we see Patrice always trying to do better for our football, and it's commendable. We thank him, Brussels.
Yeah, and then you can see right on top is Caleb, who's leading with 6 goals. And then Shaolil is always there with 6 goals. Bradley Robler, you know what? I wanted to talk about him. The young man, you know, he reminds me of his dad, Les Robler. Although I still believe he's not at his dad's caliber, Les Cobra was very deadly, but the numbers don't lie. Remember, this young man has been scoring goals, and that is why maybe Gavin Hunt wanted to take him along to Kaiser Chiefs when he joined Kaiser Chiefs. And then he even said, "No, I'll go to Chiefs if Gavin Hunt is still there." You know, so it shows that they are doing absolutely well. Now, Mshege, we know that Chiefs are playing TS Galaxy tonight, and then and this is like a dress rehearsal to the MTN8 that is coming on Saturday. Now let's look at the MTN8 coupled with what is happening today. Remember, Mamelodi Sundowns is playing tomorrow, and they are also playing Orlando Pirates on Friday for the MTN8. So, what do you want to say? How do you see the MTN8 unfolding?
Yeah, Prasopri, before we even get to the MTN8, you know, like you say, today and tomorrow are the dress rehearsals for the MTN8 for Kaiser Chiefs and Sundowns, you know, but with so much pressure on Atazwane, every game is important. He can't look forward to the MTN8 and forget about the league game, which is today, you know, because it's very important for him, you know. The pressure is under is so immense for him to get results, you know. So it's just very tough. You have to take it one game at a time. And as a big brand like Kaiser Chiefs, they want to win every game. So you can't say that you are focusing on the MTN8 and the league, and you're not focusing on the league. So it's going to be important for Kaiser Chiefs to focus on this game, take it one game at a time, and focus on TS Galaxy before even thinking about the MTN8 on Sunday.
You know what?
Yeah.
All my fingers are crossed. I really want Arthur to win. I want Arthur to continue as a Kaiser Chiefs coach. That's my belief. Yes, I really sound very biased here, but you know my position. I'm always biased to the local guys. I wish he wins because Kaiser Chiefs is a big brand. And then you are absolutely right. In fact, they are playing tomorrow. TS Galaxy, they are not playing today. It's Pirates who's playing today against Golden Arrows. Chiefs and TS Galaxy are playing tomorrow. And even Mamelodi Sundowns and Marumo Gallants, they're playing tomorrow. But you know what? It would be nice, you know, to see, you know, a person like Arthur Zwane maybe lifting the pressure that is on him in terms of if he can win the MTN8, for me, I'll be excited. That's my position. But Shakes, I know you're a Sundawana, and then of course Sundowns want to swipe everything, and they look like a very strong team. You know, Sundowns, I don't know what to say now. You know, the last game when they won 8-1, you know what? They were playing almost the entire new squad, but you know what? These guys are unstoppable. I don't know what to say now about them. Maybe they need to be tested in Africa. Remember, they even won that champion for past 6 years now, if I'm not mistaken. So we want to see them bringing that star because that's where it matters most for Mamelodi Sundowns. But of course, even in the league, let's see. But they looks like a very strong team that will run with the league. But we'll see what's going to happen. Now, Shakes, I don't know. I do want to say something about tomorrow's game in terms of Marumo Gallants and Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yes, Prasobs, you know, you touch on the performance against the team from Africa, you know, when they won 8-1. And you look at the players who scored for Sundowns. It's your Matupas, the guys that haven't been playing, they came on and they scored. Your Gift Motupa, your Domingo. It shows you the depth of the squad, Prasobs. Now, Sundowns have an option tomorrow to say that Motupa scored last week. Let him continue with the momentum in this PSL game tomorrow and bang in the goals, so that he gets his match fitness while you rest your other players like your Tembazwane, who's going to be a very important key player in the MTN 8. So that's the leverage that it gives you to have a big pool of players who have quality. You can rest players when it comes to a situation like this, where you've got two important games. Every game is important, but it's very important also to rest the legs of the players. They can't play week in, week out, because there's a heavy schedule. There's Africa and Sundowns has been drawn in a very difficult group. So they have to rest their key players as much as possible when they have an opportunity. And it's good to see that your Gift Motupas are scoring goals when given a chance, so that the likes of your Shalulile can also have a rest, and they are not the sole people who must score goals. Everybody scores goals at Sundowns, and yeah, interesting. It will be interesting to see the lineup that Mangoba and the rest of the team put for Sundowns tomorrow, having another eye on that MTN 8 on Saturday.
And I must say, Mangoba and the Three Musketeers, that doing well. That doing absolutely well. Sundowns is doing well. I mean, I saw this young man who was introduced, the one who scored one of the goals with a back heel, the boy who scored a brace on that day. And then, you know what? We need to praise where praise has to be. Mangoba and Rulani and Steve Compel are doing a good job at Mamelodi Sundowns. So big up to them, and then good luck. Shege, let's look at the Premier League, EPL. I'm sure you are aware that Arsenal, your team, is right on top of the log, and then Bakanyo Sako is doing absolutely well. And then Man City is there at number 2, and then four points. The difference. Tottenham Hotspurs. Whoever thought that Tottenham Hotspurs will be there at number 3? Remember, we never thought. I mean, no one. Tottenham Hotspurs. They're like a dark horses, just like SuperSport United. You don't see them, but they keep on climbing. And then you have Chelsea there. And what about Man United? Man United is doing well. They're at number 5. So it's not like all is lost in terms of Man United. They are really, really doing well. Let's talk about Arsenal for now. What's your take about Arsenal?
Yeah, Prasobri, I'm very pleased with Arsenal. The consistency, and it seems like they are starting to gel now. I mean, to keep a clean sheet against Leeds. I always knew that we will score goals against Leeds, but to keep a clean sheet against them at home, I didn't think so. So it shows you that Arteta has now picked also that spine at the back where we are not conceding all those goals, and we are scoring, and in football, if you shut the back door, you always have that 1 point that you are guaranteed of. And then with the quality of the likes of Saka, like you mentioned, and your Gabriel Jesus will always get a goal. So that's important. The shape that the back, which he seems to have got right now, Arteta, and yeah. I really believe in Arsenal and Arteta. It shows you that he has learned a lot from Pep there, and he's giving competition right now at the top, and it only remains to be seen how long Arsenal can keep this up. I see them winning all their games and holding their own, but it's just that one. Once they face in Man City, it's just a problem, that team, Brussels.
Now tell me, what's your take about Gary Neville? Gary Neville said Arsenal will never win the league. Instead, he tips Man City, the team, to win the league. But we have seen what happened over the weekend. Liverpool got the best out of them. I was watching the game with my niece, and my niece was asking me about this Mo Salah. Who's this guy? And then I said, this is their very trusted player. He will never be substituted. There was one time where Klopp was talking to him, and my niece was saying why they want to take Salah. It was just before the goal out. I said, no, he's not going to take Salah out. He's one of his trusted soldiers. And then guess what? Immediately after that, Salah got a break and then he scored. Mo Salah is doing well. What's your take about that?
Yes, perhaps Mo Salah is doing very well. We saw him in the top 20 of the Ballon d'Or, you know, together with his ex-teammate Sadio Mane. And with him on the field, there's always going to be an opportunity because of his pace, and his skill and his speed. Got those attributes, that defenders fear more than anything. That speed and he's always hustling and bustling, and he's got the skill, and he got that one opportunity against City, and the rest was history. Who would have thought City will be stopped from scoring a single goal? I think it's only the first time that City is not scoring, season. So, yeah, Liverpool they haven't been doing very well in the league, but at Anfield, when the chips are down, they know how to rise, and that's exactly what they did against the best team in the world.
What about Van Dijk? Van Dijk was on form. Remember, Van Dijk has been struggling with the form, but I think this is the game where we saw the resurrection of Van Dijk. He played very well. I think he repaid Klopp's confidence in him by not, substituting him when he was struggling with the form. So he was really, really, really playing well. And then I also saw that Chelsea, I hear that N'Golo Kante might be a free agent, and then Arsenal are looking at offering him a contract, and apparently even Barcelona are also thinking of doing something. And then, but he has said it that he wants to remain at Chelsea. But the fact of the matter is they have not yet reached any agreement. Apparently, they've been talking now for some time now, but no agreement has been reached. So remember with Rudiger, that's what happened. They have been talking. Rudiger wanted to stay, and then till the last minute, and then Rudiger left for free. So apparently, they say Barcelona are looking at that space to get him for free. I mean, he's a quality player, N'Golo Conte. Unfortunately, he won't be in the World Cup due to injury. That's an unfortunate side of the whole things. And then Tottenham Hotspurs, Conte is doing well. He's a coach that is really underrated, but the man is very good. I don't know what do you want to say about those inputs that I've given you.
Yeah, it's a sad one. N'Golo Kante missing the World Cup. What a brilliant little player. Is the coach's favorite player because before the game exactly how much he's going to give you. There's a certain guarantee of 100% effort that he gives all the time. So he's all from a player. All the players they like him because he works so hard and is always just a peaceful guy. So Golo Kante is just dynamite, and it's disappointing that he won't be in that World Cup squad because of injury. But that's how football works, Prasogs.
Sometimes you get injured, and then yeah. Shage, our show was too long, and then as a result, I'm not gonna have too much on the Messi special, except to bring this one, which I did. I think that was on Saturday morning. To say Ronaldo has scored 700 goals, Messi's at 691, 199 assists. Messi's at 290 assists. Ronaldo is at 943 matches. Messi at 825. So that's the legacy of Lionel Messi. I don't know whether you saw him this past weekend. He was playing well. I saw when he was substituted, the whole stadium was calling Messi, 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 Messi. And then I don't know what to take about that.
Yes, perhaps to me is the greatest player, the greatest player, right amongst there with the Maradonas, your Ronaldinho's, I just appreciate his talent. I watched him playing in the Champions League against Benfica and scoring that signature goal that he always scores, where he just bends that ball behind, caresses the ball
Mm,
behind the net.
mm,
Always be king.
mm, mm. Yeah, we are looking forward to see what's going to happen. We understand. I don't know how true this is that Neymar may land in. I don't know whether this is an old report or what. That he may ended up being in jail. I think it's still the matter of that. No, no, I think this is an old story. Yeah, no, 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 no. 17 watches yesterday. Yeah, it's according to the Daily Sun. Okay. Um, nah, nah, nah. The story. They said he has left. He left the trial. Neymar's case at Barcelona case. I thought that case is out. It's no more there anymore. But let's talk about it once we have received all the facts. What happened? I hope it's not going to happen that way. It will be said Neymar is trying to get his footing, and now they bring all these things. I hope these things will be, done and done and dusted. Remember, I don't know your opinion. When we were looking forward to Maradona, it was a matter whereby he was disrupted by this thing of him being banned and all that. So I hope it doesn't happen to Neymar. Otherwise, we lose those entertainment. But at the same time, what are we saying? Are we saying only few people should be arrested, others should not be arrested because of their social status? I hope those things are being wrapped up. Sheikhs, thanks for the show. I really appreciate it. I thank for your time. The time is very important, Sheikhs. And I thank for our viewers because they spend time to watch our show, which means a lot to us. And please, guys, continue to subscribe and please continue to comment and like and ask others, recruit more people to view our show. Mshege?
Thank you, Prasad, for having me on the show, and thank you to our viewers. Please subscribe, watch the show, tell us where we can improve. We're here for you to give you the best content. Thank you, Prasad.
Thanks. Hello, everybody. My name is the Sobri Boys Wanafatsi from a TBR Solution. TBR Solution is a financial company that helps people to be financially savvy. I'm sure these days you are aware that prices are very up in terms of petrol, in terms of goods and services. Prices are very, very high. Now, these days, we are on a campaign to help those members of GPF or government employees, especially if you are 55 years old or above and you are contemplating to resign or go on pension in 3 months' time, give us a call or drop us a WhatsApp, then we'll call you back so that we help you to get your money expeditiously, as compared to sometimes people get their money after a long time. We will then transfer your money from GPF to Allen Gray, whom we have a relationship with. And the good news is, once the money has been transferred, you will choose how much you want to earn. If you happen to pass on, your spouse will also get the same amount. Then if it happens that both of you passes on, you would have appointed or selected beneficiaries. It could either be your children or anyone else. And there's nothing like age limit that they must be 22 or below. Even if they're above 22, they'll be able to get the inheritance from you. So that's how flexible it is. And then I know that sometimes people they worry about medical aid and all that. We also have with other partners who assist you to get a medical aid. So if you want to learn more and get more information pertaining to that, just drop us a WhatsApp. We'll therefore come back to you. I thank you.